Welcome to Gladiator code number 1. We're going to be going over integrity. And for those who don't know me, my name is Shark. I'm the founder of the Gladiators, a business and life coaching program for faith-driven men who are stuck, whether it's trading time for money, drifting without purpose, or settling for less than what God has designed for them. Now, the Gladiator code is a series here that's going to give you the traits and the characteristics that break that cycle. We build discipline, wealth, and impact without compromising our faith. So let's get to work. Grab a pen and paper. This one's going to be a banger. Most people fail, not because they lack talent or skill or opportunity, but because they lack integrity. They can't even trust their own word. And if you can't trust yourself, why would anyone else? Now, integrity isn't just about being honest. Integrity is doing what you say you're going to do, when it's supposed to be done, in the way it's supposed to be done, with full force, full effect, and full intention. Now, integrity has a direct correlation with your word. I actually use them synonymously. You know, what you say, the promises you make, and who you say you are, really adding up to who you really are. Because here's the truth. Your word is everything. It's the foundation of your reputation, your confidence, your relationships, your results, and honestly, the relationship that you have with yourself. It bleeds into everything. And if your word means nothing, you mean nothing, because nothing is congruent. Now, if you tell yourself you're going to wake up at 5 a.m. and you smash snooze, you just broke a contract with yourself. If you say you're going to go to the gym and you don't do it, you just lied to yourself. And it might seem like a small thing, or I'll try again tomorrow, but the worst part is that your subconscious mind will actually remember this. Every single broken promise that you make to yourself erodes your confidence from the inside out. And when you don't trust yourself, you move through life hesitant, weak, second guessing, and you even become a man that people don't really take seriously because deep down, you don't even take yourself seriously. So if you say you're going to deliver something by Friday and you're late, whether it's for your team or for yourself or for a project or for your girlfriend, you just lost respect. If you commit to showing up for someone and you flake, you just showed them that your word is cheap. And I'm saying this with so much gravity because I need you guys to understand this, that men of integrity do not operate like this. When they speak, people listen. When they commit, people trust, because they've built this track record, this stack of proof of truth. Their word isn't just words, it's law. A gladiator word carries weight. When he says he's going to do something, he does it fully, completely, with no excuses. There's no backtracking, there's no cutting corners, and there's no looking for a way out. And so many people break their own integrity and break their word without even realizing it. And most people don't think of themselves as dishonest, but they're constantly breaking their own integrity in small ways that sabotage their confidence and credibility. Okay? Like when you catch yourself setting goals, it's an amazing thing to set huge goals. I want everybody to achieve their goals. But when there's no real intention of following through with this, every time you're trying to say, I'm going to start waking up earlier, I'm going to get in shape this year, or I'm going to launch this business, and you don't act on it, you're reinforcing a habit of lying to yourself. And what happens is that you end up saying yes to things that you don't actually plan to do, whether it's agreeing to help someone, take on a new project, or just meet up with a friend. If you're just saying yes to avoid confrontation, but you have no intention of following through, you are weakening your word. And this goes so much deeper than just having good, prosperous relationships in life. It goes so deep into your soul because this is your self-belief system. And when you hit snooze on your alarm, you set your alarm for a reason. The second you hit snooze, you've already started your day with a broken commitment. How's that day going to go? You know, it seems small, but what it does is it trains your brain to delay action instead of execute. And you get more dopamine from planning and thinking instead of executing. And that's when you get screwed, right? Now, you say you'd hit the gym, right? But you're tired. This is where it also goes deeper. You can't let your emotions dictate your action. If you plan to make sales calls, but you're not feeling it, when you let your feelings overrule your commitments, you actually weaken your own discipline and trust in yourself even further. It goes so deep, guys. When you're being late, even by a few minutes, you're showing up late, even just a little bit, it's a direct contradiction to what you said you're going to do. It signals to others and yourself that your time and theirs isn't really a priority. And so stop excusing these small lies that you tell yourself. Even things like, I'm 5 minutes away, when you haven't even left yet. I'll send that email today. I'll build that training today. I'll hire that person today, when you know you're going to put it off. These seem harmless at first, but they add up. And soon your word becomes worthless, even to yourself. And what happens is you start justifying this half-hearted, half-aid effort in your life because you say you'll do something, but you do it lazily or without full focus. And when you cut corners, you're still breaking your word and you're just disguising it as effort. And guys, this is how you end up in these ruts that take months or years. And God's grace, guys, God's grace on our lives to give us months and years of staying stuck without action because he loves us so much and he needs us to figure it out for who we're supposed to be. Don't take that for granted. Now, another way you can do this is by delaying commitments you've already made. You committed to launching your business or quitting your job or making a major change, but months pass and you just keep thinking, I'll think about it. I'll do it later. I'll delay it more, right? No more excuses, guys. And I know I'm tearing into this, but if you spend more time talking about your plans than executing them, your words are just noise. The more you talk without action, the more you train yourself that your word has no weight and you can have that relationship with yourself. But the good thing about that is that you can have the polar opposite, which is having things in your life happen to the full effect that you say they are every single time without even thinking about it. And really it starts with holding yourself and others to that standard. Okay? Like if you let your friends, your employees, or your business partners constantly make excuses and break commitments and you say nothing, you're reinforcing that low integrity is acceptable in your circle. Now, a true gladiator holds himself and his circle to the highest standard, right? You're only as strong as your weakest link. Now, tangibly, what do we need to do to restore integrity with ourselves and others so that when we say things, our mind automatically makes it happen? That's the end goal. When we say things, they happen with full gravity. Now it's going to start with repairing your relationship with your own word. So no more fluffy yeses, no more half-baked answers. Shrink the gap between your words and your actions. And I want to quote Ecclesiastes 5:5. It says, "It is better that you should not vow than you should vow and not pay." Your mind takes notes. Every time you say you'll do something and don't, you weaken your belief, your own belief in yourself. Integrity starts with keeping these small promises because if you can't keep the small ones, how will you be able to steward the big ones? Now, the truth is, it really just starts with a hard no at first. Like I want you guys, if you're watching this, to start saying no to literally everything because you need to build from the ground up your yeses again. And you need to become so painfully aware of the impact of your yes on people and their time and the value of that because your yes means something, guys. Your yes shows people that they're going to have progress towards something in their lives, that you're able to bear a burden with them and help them through things, right? When you start breaking these yeses, you're starting to show people that you're just this floppy dude who has no idea what he's doing and that he's not prioritizing himself or others or time and that you're taking it all for granted. Which 20, 30 years down the road, you're going to look back to all those yeses. And when you have a crippling self-belief, even at that age, it's starts by not cleaning this up now. Not making weak commitments. And if you've been breaking your words for years, it's time to stop throwing around that yes like it's free. Every time you commit, I need you guys to ask yourself, will I actually follow through, no matter what? And if the answer isn't a hard yes, you cannot say it. Before agreeing to something, pause. Only say yes if you are 100% locked in. Otherwise, say no or not yet. Make your word law, even if nobody's watching. And Luke 16:10 says, whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much. And the fastest way to rebuild your word and your integrity and this relationship with yourself is to treat every word you speak as binding. And if you say you'll do it, it's done, non-negotiable, even if it sucks. And this is how you train your mind to automatically take action. So start small. Pick one commitment today and execute it fully. Track it, write it down, review it. Stack these wins every time, okay? You follow through with these habits and you strengthen these habits. The end goal is to become a man whose word is iron and steel. And when you say something, it happens. No doubts, no delays, no excuses. This is how you build unshakable confidence, trust, and respect. A gladiator's word is law. And if you can start by just rebuilding your relationship with your word from the ground up, you will be so powerful because what you say happens every single time. Now, the end point here that I'm trying to make, guys, is that all this is available to you. The people who have brains that are trained to automatically take action in full effect every time they say they're going to do something, I want to do this, and they start doing it, that's a skill. It's a relationship with a word that you have internally that will breathe belief and action into everything that you say you're going to do, but it's going to start by being so brutally honest with yourself and your own commitments and start saying no like crazy. And if you can't say no to things, that's a whole different Gladiator code. Maybe I'll make that later. But guys, I hope this was valuable. If you found even just one thing in here that resonated with you, go ahead and subscribe. And we're going to be doing this all year. Once again, this is for the guys who understand that they have the skills, the talents, and the ambitions, and they're not really using it, right? It's going to start with the Gladiator code. You got to clean out and reparent yourself and repurpose your brain to act in the way that you want to. And we're going to be doing that with all these traits. So I'll see you guys in the next video.